So just
That's
to talk
funny.
about like your ideal avatar. So I mean, obviously you have all these different segmentations to who you are and your personality. So it leaves you very flexible to communicate with essentially anyone. But who is
Right.
your ideal person that you work with or would want to work with?
Yeah. So when I started off, man, I it was me, right? I looked at myself and I said, I named him Marcus, right? My avatar name was Marcus. You know, he was a single guy. He was in his mid 30s. Had a good paying job. He made about 70K a year, right? He dressed like I did. He likes to wear hard bottoms, but then he could switch up to the J's. That type of person. But they're high achievers, right? And a high achiever who really looks like they're doing fantastic externally, but internally they're still struggling, right? They're still going through it, right? At night, he probably sits by himself, cries because he never addressed his trauma. He's having issues in his relationships because he can't communicate properly. He's low in emotional intelligence, right? That type of person. That's my avatar. Now I just focus on the high achiever aspect, because that's a lot of when you're a high achiever, you tend to put a lot of pressure on yourself to perform
Mm,
for others, right? You have this people pleaser type of personality, even though that may not be what you are wholeheartedly,
mhm.
you still do that, right? Because you want to perform, you want to put on, right? So you may dress a certain way to impress people. You may have certain these certain things that you do, right,
Mhm.
in order to exude high achiever. And that's the type of people I like to work with because they're all about like improvement.
Hmm.
But the one aspect they haven't worked on as much as they needed to was the internal aspect.
Okay, so let's take the next like 60 seconds to maybe 120 seconds to talk to that person. It's a high achieving person, like you saying that maybe they're very successful, but at night they probably cry themselves to sleep because maybe they think
Mm-hmm.
they're not achieving enough. So, what words of wisdom or insight would you want to give to that person to let them know that there's a better way?
Word. Thank you for this time. So the first thing I want that high achiever to understand is your worth is not tied to material possessions,
Mm,
right? And one of the things that we have to understand is that happiness comes from the inside, right? No matter how much money you have, no matter how many friends, how many followers you have, that is not going to create happiness. So we have to do the work within in order for you to truly get that joy back in your life. You can't buy that joy, right? You have to do the work. And I would say you need a support system. Every hero needs a guide. Donald Miller once said that, and it's so true, right? Every great player had a coach.
hmm.
So we all need to understand that we need people as humans. We need people. We need someone to help us get to those next levels in life. And it all starts from within.